Sports, yeah, BowTie. We gon' catch it all from the court side. Got the lights, camera, action for the whole nine. You name it and we got it at the BowTie. BowTie Sports, yeah, BowTie. We gon' catch it all from the court side. Got the lights, camera, action for the whole nine. You name it and we got it at the BowTie. All of the sports, you can catch it at the BowTie. Commentary special with the bird's eye. You can watch it for your favorite like a franchise. Come and get your info from the BowTie. Talk about the plays, it's a rewind. You know that we got it at the BowTie. Running through the specs, Nike Reebok. Touchdowns, three-pointer, whichever you like. All you gotta do is watch, listen to the game plan. Pinning all the stats for the whole squad. Special teams or the starters and even the main man. Yeah, we do interviews at the BowTie. BowTie Sports, yeah, BowTie. We gon' catch it all from the court side. Got the lights, camera, action for the whole nine. You name it and we got it at the BowTie. BowTie Sports, yeah, BowTie. We gon' catch it all from the court side. Got the lights, camera, action for the whole nine. You name it and we got it at the BowTie.
Let's get ready to rumble! Let's get ready to rumble!
Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Let's get this show on the road.
All right. Good afternoon to all our fellow kings and queens, and welcome back to another episode on the BowTie Sports Podcast, where we discuss the week's current and highest trending topics in the sports world. I hope everyone out there is doing well. How are you guys doing today?
I'm doing great, doing fabulous. We got a special guest today. How you doing today, Dre?
We do have a special guest.
Dre's still muted.
Oh, Dre's muted.
But how you doing? How you doing today, Jess? He's muted too.
Glad to be your guys'
there
guest.
we go.
Okay.
Well, yo, real quick. What up, guys? I was muted, but I'm back on. All right.
You know what that is, Dre. You know what time it is. You know what time it is when you come on here. You know you're supposed to be in shape. You get the music. You get the music today, Dre. You get the music today.
You're right. I'll take it.
All right, guys. We have a lot of things to get into today. We have our special guest, Jesse, and then we're going to talk about the KC Current. And then once again on our docket, we have Brett Favre back. And what is he up to? So our special guest today, Jesse Trujillo. Hopefully I'm saying that wrong, right? I feel like I'm saying it wrong. I'm sorry, Jesse.
That's all good.
So Jesse is a radio broadcaster engineer in Denver, Colorado. He works at Altitude Sports Radio in the mornings, co-producing their station's morning show. Jesse's main role at the station is working as the radio engineer for the Denver Nuggets, Colorado Avalanche, and Colorado Rapids. He also does all home and road games for the Denver Broncos. So, Jesse, you want to go ahead and, I know I just gave your intro, but just go ahead and elaborate on what you do and how things are going for you in this field of work.
Yeah, so everything is going good, and thanks for having me on once again. I mean, I've been in radio for 10 years now, on the behind-the-scenes stuff more than anything. And like a typical day for me is I help produce and book guests for our radio show that we have mornings on Altitude Sports Radio. So it's a morning show that runs from 7 to 10 in the morning. Talk all sports, but we try to keep it local, but we do hit all NFL news and stuff like that. So that's one part of my day that's in the mornings. And then if there's a night game, say like a Nuggets or an Avalanche game at home, which is my main part part of my job is I basically show up several hours before the game and set up like crowd mics, referee, PA announcer, and I basically sit there and set up the broadcast that you would hear on the radio station of the live play-by-play of the game. So I sit there and set up for the play-by-play guy and the color guy, and just make sure that one guy is not louder than the other, that it's a fluid mix, while bringing in like the crowd noise and whatever else they may ask to bring in, like whether it's an interview with a coach, player. And I just basically sit there and mix it locally and make sure it all sounds good in their ears too. But my main goal is to get that main mix that's going to go back to the radio station and make sure that the radio station has the final mix of how it should sound going over the air. So, so like for a typical 7 o'clock game, I may be there at 3 or 4 o'clock setting up and all that. And it's different each time. We may get like a courtside interview after the game if there's a win. So you coordinate all that. You also help out with requests of the talent, whether they need waters, game notes, stuff like that. The toughest part is probably connecting to the different radio stations with the gear that you have. Everything's IP based, but you always run into issues with internet or connections and stuff like that. So there's always some type of troubleshooting that you're always trying to do. So then you sit there the whole game, make sure everything sounds good, and then as you do it long enough, you kind of like know how each guy comes into town and how they want their mix to sound. And once the game gets going, the first 5 to 10 minutes is usually your busiest time because it's the loudest. They have the intros and everything, so everything's louder, and so that's the time where you're like really like messing with your mix and mastering it. But after that, you're basically just watching the game and making sure you don't go off air. You do that.
Yeah.
They may do a post-game show and all that, and then tear down your equipment and get ready for the next day. And with Denver being hockey and basketball going at the same time at the arena, some weeks it's basketball, hockey. You might get 5 games in a row, but then both teams may go on the road, and you're like looking for work to do because there's no games that's going on at home. But then besides the Nuggets and Avs, I do like the Broncos and like travel with them and going to set up all that stuff, and like for a Bronco game, besides setting up the night before, sometimes it's a 12-hour day. Like if it's a 1 o'clock game, I'll get there like at 6 a.m. and I don't leave until 6 p.m. sometimes. So it's a lot that goes into it, but I love it. I mean, so basically I just, I'm just sitting there mixing and make sure everything sounds good before it goes out over the air.
Yeah. I think it is. I think, man, I know, but ain't it a blessing to do that? Like your job is to be behind sports and call sports, man. I mean, it's nothing like it, man. It's nothing like it, especially if you love sports. Yeah. Especially if you love sports.
And the cool thing is, like, when I went to broadcasting school and everyone was wanting to be like the next Jim Rome or, like the next talent.
Oh, wow. Yeah, right.
And it's like, I just was never good enough to like, I could do like something like this as a guest, but I was never good enough to like just do a talk show or, and I felt like I had more opportunities doing the behind the scenes stuff where most people don't like to do that. And I know guys that I went to school with 10 years ago that are still waiting for their opportunity to be the next host. And it just, like sometimes these guys just stick around forever and it just wasn't for me.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Like,
sometimes
just like
it's your calling.
Skip's still around. I mean, even though, he say this stuff on there, he Skip Bayless is still out there. Let's give him a boo. He always talking stuff about Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs and everything else, but he's still out there. Like that's a guy that you waiting to try to get on the platform. You might as well just say forget it because he's been in the game for so long. He's seen a lot in sports. He's he's good what he do, but hey, why not? You're making millions. You get to, you don't got to pick out your own clothes. You don't have to drive nowhere. Why not stick around? Hey, why not stick around?
that's his job, is to stir it up, like whether it's something you agree with or
Absolutely.
don't agree with, that's his job. And I'm pretty sure that's what they tell him to do.
Yeah, and it creates great content because you don't want to be one sided. You want to create controversy. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause people want to hear you. What you gonna say? Like if I'm going against your team and your team wins, all right, I'm gonna see what Dre gonna say. I'm gonna see what Coach Dre gonna say. All right, now what you gonna say? And you want that because it brings in what, more people, more content.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go ahead and move on to what you got for us next December.
All right, let's go ahead and let's talk about the AFC West.
So we got a couple, we got the champions that's still at there at the top. Then we had the Broncos, and we had the Raiders, and then we have the Los Angeles Chargers. You know what I mean? But as we battle, you know what I mean, we've been there, we've been winning since Andy Reid got here. But now the Broncos over there rebuilding. You got the Raiders replacing Derek Carr. Then you got the Los Angeles Chargers. They got they defense coming back in. What I mean, they got pieces coming back in from the injury reserve, and everybody's coming back from off of injury. So, what you say? What you got to say about this, JC? What you think? Who's going to be the comp that's going to be battling? Even though that you in Denver, who's going to be that real competition to the reigning Chiefs, the champions?
I think, honestly, I think it'll be the Las Vegas Raiders. I think, as much as I don't like their coach because he screwed over the Broncos back in the day, I think he can get it turned around with like signing their new quarterback. And I don't know if it just didn't fit like the scheme that he had with Carr, because I think Carr is a great quarterback. I just think like who they got Jimmy Garoppolo, so I think like Jimmy Garoppolo is probably someone that he's obviously worked with. I think when Garoppolo was with the Patriots back in the day, if I remember right. So I think it's someone that he already has history with, and I think even with Carr there and then bringing Devontae Adams over, I don't know if that just didn't mesh well with that system. But I think Garoppolo is a good quarterback. It's just a matter of if they can stay healthy. I think they're more of a threat than, say, even the Broncos or the Chargers are, honestly.
If I can elaborate real quick, if you look at the way the Oakland Raiders, the Las Vegas Raiders is constructed, right? They have a decent defense. They picked up a guy, I think Shelley. I think Shelley came over there, and he's playing pretty well, man. I mean, as far as his coverage percentage is pretty good. Max Crosby's good over there. Like the biggest letdown for me was Chandler Jones. Because Chandler Jones really didn't bring nothing to the Oakland Raiders for real. We didn't because he came from Arizona, right? And we got rid of him. I'm a Cardinals fan. So we got rid of him. And y'all can see it for yourself. He wasn't productive, and he was getting up in age. He wasn't productive, right? So you bring over Garoppolo, right? To me, I like Garoppolo. I like what he brings to the table because he is a good seasoned quarterback. He stay hurt, but when healthy, he can be very productive. Very productive over there. You got Devontae Adams over there. You still got Winfro, and you still got the draft coming up to fill some of them voids. But I can see it. It just, can the Raiders play consistent defense? Can they play consistent defense? Can they get another edge rusher? If they get a decent edge rusher over there with that team over there, yeah, I think they can make it. They can be a tremendous asset to Kansas City as far as competition wise, as far as like being competitive though. I think Oakland always been there with Kansas City though. If you look at the past games, Oakland always been right there, right? From what the heck? Because like if you look at the game with a couple games last year, Devontae Adams came through. Devontae Adams was showing what showing his value with Las Vegas. So if they can put all that together, yes, I do believe they can be a team that can dethrone Kansas City.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's I think it's the Broncos for me. As being a Chiefs fan, I think adding in Sean Payton, and Russell Wilson, and them building through the draft, and they fixing that offensive line. They got some real playmakers on the offensive line that they picked up. Them ain't no slouts. You know what I mean? They really can play ball. You know, the guys they picked up. So I think they fixed that offense because Denver always had a great
Yeah,
defense.
defense has
They
always been.
always had a great defense. So if they fix that offense and bring Russell Wilson back to Russell Wilson, I think we're gonna have a battle on our hands here in Kansas City.
So like, what do you guys? So like, the Broncos were 5-12 this past season.
Okay.
Now switching coaches and everything, and then obviously like Russell playing better and everything. What amount of wins? How many more wins do you think a good coach, say like Sean Payton, is worth? Do you think with the team that he could have had last year with the Broncos? Do you think they're a 900? I mean, sorry, a 500 team? Like, what do you think the value of a good coach is like that?
A value of a good coach like that to me is very valuable because I think Sean Payton can utilize what he have. He could utilize what he have and create a good package for that team.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at the likes of Andy Reid, what Andy Reid constructed over there, his first couple of seasons with Kansas City with Alex Smith. He put together a great package for Alex Smith. It wasn't as explosive as it is now, but it created a problem still with the gadget plays and stuff like that, and using a lot of speed. You know, so I feel like Sean Payton can do the same thing last year if he was coaching them, because you still got a seasoned quarterback over there. You still got Jerry Jeudy. You still had a decent running game, and you still had pieces. So I feel like Sean Payton would have put something together, and it would have been probably more than a 500 team.
Okay.
So while we on the top of the Sean Payton, let's go ahead and switch over to the Denver Broncos head coach. I think he's going to bring. I think they'll be 10. They'll be a 10-win season, a team, and I think they probably make the wild card. Now I know Chiefs fans probably going to come for me. You know, I think they probably make the wild card. I think because the defense, they always had a defense, right?
Right.
Only thing they was missing was an offense.
Right.
Now they got an offensive mind guy, not just any offensive mind guy. They got one of the top offensive mind guys. Mm-hmm. You have Andy Reid. Then you have who's else after Andy Reid? Who else can you name?
Well, you really can't name anybody that's actually seasoned. That's actually seasoned like Andy Reid is. Like
then you get who's up there though. You got Sean Payton, right?
Okay. You talking about right now?
Yeah, right now you got Sean Payton right after Andy Reid. Or some people probably had Sean Payton above Andy Reid. But you know what I mean, and that's if who you ask. But Sean Payton had Drew Brees, same similar quarterback as Russell Wilson, size, and everything. So he had a lot of teams to choose. Mm-hmm. Could he said, do I want to go over here and over here where Andy Reid is at, and really battle Andy Reid every two games? If I'm up for that? That's why I said, hey, when he took that job, I said, the Broncos gonna be something because. If it was me, I'm like, I ain't about to go over here and battle Patrick Mahomes twice a year and Andy Reid twice a year, and then always have my job on the hot seat. You know what I mean? But Sean Payton, like he had that stature about him that he can do that.
I'm gonna give you one though. I like what y'all said, because if we talking about top offensive coordinators, top coaches, Kyle Shanahan is right there. He doesn't have the Super Bowl, but I mean, he was close-ish last year and getting to the game because they came back. If you honestly look at it though. If it wasn't for the injuries, if it wasn't for the injuries though, they would have beat the Eagles, honestly, because he constructed a great offense, a great team, because they have everything. They have everything covered. A good offensive line, right? A good tight end, one of the best tight ends under Kelsey. You had the wide receiving core was underrated. Some people say underrated, some people say decent. I'm gonna say a little underrated because that really wasn't being discussed. You know, and then you had McCaffrey in the backfield, man. That was tremendous. That's, I believe, was number 2 in the league. Yeah. The only issue was the quarterback issue. If they would have had a quarterback, if he wouldn't got hurt, then we would be having a different conversation. Because if you look at it, Kyle Shanahan took them to the Super Bowl against Kansas City, and he was like a drop pass away from beating Kansas City. You know, so if you look at it, I like Kyle Shanahan too. If you want to put Kyle Shanahan in that mix though, but like we was talking about Sean Payton. Sean Payton is incredible. Sean Payton is incredible. Sean Payton knows exactly what he's doing. So I can see them Broncos actually winning the West. If you want to be honest, they can actually win the West. They got you win the West because if you look at it real quick, if you look at it like this, Kansas City secondary is okay. It's not the best, Like Chris Jones is great, but if you look at this, if you look at the game, the Super Bowl game, right? The Eagles was eating. They was passing that ball at
Oh, they
will. They
was.
wasn't stopping nothing.
I was down there. I seen. I was like, Jesus Christ.
Right. So you looking like, and you put Sean Payton behind, like Sean Payton behind Russell Wilson. Yeah, if the Chiefs don't get it together, it's gonna be long. It's gonna be one of them games like wow. But that's Sean Payton though.
Yeah.
So what you think about y'all coach? You think he's gonna take you out there?
Yeah, I do. I mean, if anything, I think the first year, might be. I think people around here would just be happy with just a playoff berth, just because I think like the last 5 years, it's been 5 wins, 7 wins, 8 wins, and it's just been like ever since they won the Super Bowl, it's gone downhill. Where this town is just wanting someone to get them into the playoffs, and I think he can do that in his first year. And then in his 16 years, I think that he's coached, I think all but 6 of them, he's been more than 10 wins. And then in those 6 years where he wasn't over 10 wins, he was only, I think 3 of them were the only ones where he was under 500. I think he was like 7 and 9 back to back to back to years. And I think that was in that whole process of even when he was suspended, I think, or wasn't he suspended for like 2 years or something like that? And he
Who's that?
For that
Sean Payton.
Yeah. He was suspended. Yeah.
So yeah.
How do you feel?
Oh, go
ahead.
Go ahead, D.
No, I was gonna say, how do you feel? It's not off topic, but how do you feel about all the Russell Wilson slander? Do you think they kind of like people kind of go hard on him a bit more? Or what's your take on that?
So my take on it is, yeah, people do that, but here's my thing too: is Russell Wilson also brought that on himself. You know what I mean? Like, if you're gonna come up with a let's ride or all these different things, do it on the field first, and then people are gonna give you more. They're gonna back you up more with it. But if you're gonna come out cocky like that, I guess I think people are, and then you're not performing. Because some of the stuff that he does is kind of corny, anyways. But like, be up at that more. Then there's all the stuff of people saying like Russell Wilson had special treatment, which he did. He had an office. He had like a massage therapist that he brought with him and his own quarterback
massage therapist.
But like with me, it's like Peyton Manning had the same thing. Peyton Manning had the Broncos build a hot tub and a pool for him when he came to town.
Wow.
The only thing that was different was they were winning, so no one ever said, "Oh, Peyton Manning has this."
Good point.
You're not going to say anything if you're winning. If he's winning, no one's ever going to say anything. You know what I mean? But with me, I sat down with Russell Wilson every week because we record with our play-by-play guy. We sit in the room. He interviews Russell Wilson. It's like 15, 20 minutes. He interviews the head coach. Guy is a really nice. I mean, probably one of the nicest guys I ever met. He knows he's like he remembers everything. He's humble and everything, and maybe he's just like that to just maybe he's not like that outside of that, but he's a really nice guy. So I think like the slander he does get is a little bit over the top. But like I said, if he would have brought it out on the field and the team was playing good, that would have ever aimed a show. So it
won't be a thing of let's ride or anything like that. It'll just be that's what my main thing was about it. Like I said, if it ain't adding up on the field and your play is bad, then it's crazy.
He just answered the question, guys. He just answered the question. What heals all that? Winning. If you're not winning, we ain't talking to look, we're not having a discussion about the man's outside life, what is going on, what hot tub he's in, what office, who's bringing him packages. We're talking about winning. We're talking about winning because winning covers everything. Like, there's a lot of guys in the NFL that did some stuff, but they're winning.
Yeah.
So you don't care. Like, fans only cares about winning. If you win, they'll go to bat for you when you're winning. But when you come off arrogant, a little cocky, a little overly confident, and you're not winning and you're losing, yes, it will be a problem. And yes, they're gonna point out details about your flaws. They're gonna point your flaws out, like your weakest, a little smallest flaw is gonna turn real big. So winning heals everything. So this year coming up, if he can be able to start winning, this conversation's over. We not we won't even have this conversation no more.
Yeah,
I have faith in Russell.
Yeah, same here.
Jesse, well, thank you for coming on. You've been a special guest for us right now. We want to give you a thanks.
Absolutely, you're incredible, guy.
So
hey,
Jesse,
want to hit me on, let me know.
All right,
Yeah.
cool.
During the season, I'll reach out to you to keep you back on, like in the draft time, over the draft picks when y'all pick, we'll like keep in contact with you.
Yeah, even like I know you guys don't have a basketball team or a hockey team out there, but like even if it gets into the playoffs or anything you want to talk, we can, like as the teams match up, just have me back on and we can talk like where the Nuggets sit or the Avalanche sit and any of that or anything. Just let me know.
Okay. Where everybody can find you at?
You can find me on both. I use Twitter and Instagram the most. You can find me on both of those at Jay Trujillo. So JTRUJILLO radio. So you can find me on both of those platforms there.
Okay. Well, thank you for coming on. I hope you have a blessed weekend. And also always go Chiefs. But the Broncos are going to be there at the end. So thank you for coming on, sir.
All right.
Thank you.
That was Jesse, everyone. That was Jesse. So as he was saying about the Broncos, everybody, like I said, I think the Broncos is going to be our competition this year. I really think they're going to be our competition. Yeah. I think there's going to be a truly battle for us. But what you think, Dre?
Man, it is going to be a battle. What you mean? It's going to be a battle, bro. Sean Payton coming over there, they're going to get busy. Like I told everybody, if y'all watch the Eagles game, if you watch the Eagles and really watch the details of that offense against that defense, they gave Kansas City fits. Right. And you get Russell Wilson that's a season. Like Hurts to me, it's a young Russell Wilson. Right? It's a young Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson is seasoned. Russell Wilson played Kansas City twice already. And if you look at the last game, Russ got better. If y'all watch that game last game, he got better against Kansas City. So I'm saying, like, yes, it's going to be a legit problem. And their defense is legit. I know Chiefs fans going to hate it, but their defense is legit.
I know. I said they always got a good defense.
Oh, man, absolutely. Now you put Sean Payton behind them now with that offense, yeah, it's going to be a problem.
It's going to be a problem.
So what you got next for us, D7?
Let's go ahead and get into Not So Serious with hints. Who do we have today?
We have Cam Newton. Let's get the show on the road.
Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. We got Cam Newton. He coming out saying that he's better than all 32 quarterbacks. He's the greatest quarterback that ever played the game. He's better than all the 32 quarterbacks. There ain't nobody's better than him. We don't know, if he is, but I think the man is a backup. I think he's a really good backup, and I think he can really play the game. But let's go see what the man had to say. Let's see what he had to say about what he had to talk about. Let's get into it.
How these randoms keep getting jobs? Don't worry about it. I'm gonna say, I can't wait to say it. I love it. I love it.
I'm seeing a lot of people trolling the idea, and it's official. I will be throwing at Auburn's Pro Day Tuesday.
118! 180!
Ain't 32 better than me.
Tell me, how do you?
He said it ain't 32 quarterbacks just better than him. It ain't too many that's better than him. It's not that many. Let's see that. We'll see what. Hey, this is a real footage of him talking. Bro, the little was up there. There it is. Let's get it.
In 82, I used to be able to throw.
Cam was talking.
Watch this.
Oh Lord.
What the heck are you doing?
That's what I'm talking about.
There you go.
I'm talking about
Napoleon.
it's too stupid.
How much you want to make a bet I can throw a football over the mountains? Yeah, coach would have put me in fourth quarter. We'd have been state champions, no doubt. Man, you better believe things have been different.
Let's look at all 32 quarterbacks that he said he's better than. You have Josh Allen. You have, you have all these guys on the board. Then you have Kyler Murray. His pitcher's kind of short there. His pitcher's guy in the field. But he's saying that he's better than all these guys. He's saying that he's better than all of these guys. You know what I mean? I just don't know. What you got to say about that, Drake?
It's not about throwing the ball. It's not about throwing the ball. It's about having an IQ. Can you read defenses? Yeah, you can throw the ball 40-something yards. Yeah, you can throw the outs and ends route, but can you read a defense though? Are you able to throw the ball? Are you able to read that defense? Read that Mike linebacker? Are you able to read that? Read the blitz?
Do you think he's better than all 32 quarterbacks?
No, Your Honor.
I'm about to say he's not even top 15, man.
Well, what about Kyler Murray? We got him. We held his zoom in on this picture, even though he's short. He's a short one on the list. But do you think he's better than Kyler Murray?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, you think you guys could use him until Kyler Murray get a healed?
If it just depends on what we doing on offense. It just depends. Now, if you look at the way the offense played with the Eagles, yeah, you can use him. I'm not saying he's worse, but he's not the best. I'm not saying he's worse. I mean, he can still get
Okay. That's understandable. We know what to. That's great. We don't need you around here talking about what you think you know what you're talking about. But Cam Newton, you're not the best quarterback. He was one of the best quarterbacks, but no more. You're not one of the best quarterbacks anymore. So with that said, then a rookie act. So let the young guys have had a shot. Let them, when you at the college pro day, showing off that you still can throw the ball. Just like that who still trying to show to shake up the kids in the backyard. Saying he still got to knock it over the 5-year-old, chocolate down to the groove. So with that said, Cam Newton, get it together. See you guys next time, man.
I don't want to kill you. What would I do without you? Go back to ripping off mob dealers? No. You complete me.
You're garbage. You kills for money.
Don't talk like one of them. You're not. Even if you'd like to be.
That's facts, bro. He can't read a defense. He can't read a defense. That's his problem. Mm-hmm. He got all the attributes to throw the ball, bro. I know he can throw the ball. I know he can throw the route, but you can't read coverages. That's his biggest problem. And he hold the ball too long. And he doesn't run when you have to run the ball.
Right.
And so, like I said, it's little things that Cam. I'm not saying Cam is horrible, but Cam is not the best. These young guys are a little bit better. They're more athletic. Right. But can he get the job? If Cam were honed in and really studying, as people would say with Kyler Murray, if he sits back here, stop being on the I Am Athlete show and talking noise, bro, and put the work in, yes, you would get respect. But why did New England let you go? Why the Patriots let you go, brother? Why they let you go? Because you couldn't read defenses.
He wasn't playing that well, and he couldn't read defense.
You couldn't read defense.
Yeah. What makes some of those players like make these take these stands or make these kind of make these kind of statements about them? That's a strong statement.
They feel like they're forgotten. But when you're winning, you're never forgotten when you win. When you're winning, you're gonna be talked about all the time when you're winning, right?
Yeah.
So when you got talent, but you've been losing, it doesn't make a difference.
Your talent speaks for itself. You shouldn't have to like come out and make a statement like
Absolutely,
that.
I agree. Cam Newton
is still thinking about like how it was when he was out there playing. He was balling out.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, he's a what I can see what he's saying. A lot of 32 quarterbacks better than me. Is he talking about starters or is he talking about backups?
He talking about starters.
Because it's a lot of starters that actually is not better than him that actually got a shot, but he got multiple shots. And you had a lot of good starters around you in New England. You still didn't put up good numbers.
If you look at Carolina
gave you another chance. You had a lot of good talent out there. You still didn't put up
good talent out there.
Still didn't put up another number. So
put it together.
Sometimes you just gotta let it go, man.
If you look at Cam Newton though, for real, him and Russell Wilson came out almost the same exact year. I think Pat came out in 2011. I think probably a year older, and Russell's still in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Russell's been in Super Bowls. Russell played with less talent.
Mm-hmm.
It's good enough here, but understand this. Cam Newton, his good days with Carolina, right? They had a top 10 defense, so your defense wasn't a problem. It wasn't your defense, sir. It definitely wasn't that. Yeah, you can throw the ball, but you couldn't read coverages.
Right.
That's all it was.
All right, fellas, let's go ahead and move into our next segment. We got to stick to the scheme with Dre. Dre, who do you have for us today?
That's the best segment on the show. Now listen, I got this right now, right? The KC Current.
Yes.
The KC Current, ladies and gentlemen, is by far the most exciting thing that's going on right now besides football. Besides the draft. To me,
Kansas City
Michelle Cooper. Their NWSL championship roster even better.
Sit up for yourself.
She enters the room. Be enthused, but don't look too amused. This is her queendom. Please respect her rule.
Kansas City! A game-saving stop from A.D. French! Looking down from Haley Mace!
CC Kaiser got it!
As one of the greats, one of the greats in the background production, BowTie Sport with a great production, showing off the KC Current. Guys, the KC Current are real. They real. I mean, they're real, man. I'm sitting back and I'm looking at these guys, man. Well, girls. They doing a lot. A lot of people don't understand how great these girls are. Man, they're top 10 in every category. They broke records. These girls are here to play. These girls are phenomenal. Freaking phenomenal. Sam Miyu, if I said her name right. Sam Miwis, no disrespect. Number 15 over here. Look at what she accomplished. Look at the accomplishments, man. 2020 U.S. Soccer Female Player of the Year, right? 24 goals, 10 assists. 3-time championship winner, 3-time, right? 92 games played. I mean, these girls play. I mean, they play hard. They play hard, and people don't understand how long that field is. You running around kicking balls, right? Girls are phenomenal. And then you got A French. A French, to me, guys, if y'all see this woman, she's like 6+, right? About 5'9", 5'6", around there, man. But the girl's phenomenal, man. The way she handles the goalie, the way she moves around, man, the way she, construct her body, man, the way she moves, her IQ, her attention to detail, when the eye coordination is tremendous. It's phenomenal. It's phenomenal, guys. I mean it. And then you got my girl, these names, Loiu, Labonta, Sorry, no disrespect, man, but this girl here is the heart and soul. It's the heart and soul of the KC Current, man. She's the Travis Kelce of the KC Current. She's the Travis Kelce of the KC Current, man. This girl here, man, is so tremendous in what she do, man. Like she's just the backbone. She's the heart, man. Man, she gets it done. She's one of them guys. She's one of them girls. Like, oh, she hit a goalie. She's gonna show out. She's gonna show out, you know. But she's a natural leader. She's a natural leader, and I love to see it. I love to see it, man. And then you got my girl over here, Dominia. Dominia is phenomenal too. Dominia is incredible, man. Like she was named 2019 championship MVP. I think she was 2019 MVP, right? But what I'm saying is this: we gotta shine more light on these girls, guys. Like,
absolutely.
I can only speak so much, but y'all had to see it for yourself.
Hence, didn't you said something interesting earlier this week about how Kansas City is the only city now with a arena for women's soccer? Really? I think. Yep. Hence, am I right?
Correct.
Yeah, I think that's really neat, and I think I'm glad that women's sports is getting some more shine as it deserves. I really hope that it continues, and we can see these ladies flourish.
And I'm gonna piggyback. Go ahead, sir.
And thanks for the owner and the co-owners, Patrick Mahomes and Brittany Mahomes, for bringing this team here. You know what I mean, and giving them some love. And also I think watching that game today. I'm gonna try to watch that game today, and I'm also gonna go to a couple of their games this year. It's going to be great, man. Watching. As you becoming a fan of all sports, you need to watch, you got to watch all sports, and soccer is one of them. Soccer, if you watch football, you will love soccer. It's aggressive. Like our guest said earlier, it's hard to try to score a goal in soccer.
It's hard.
You can easily score touchdowns, but it's hard to score a goal in soccer, man. A lot of people a lot of athletic people can't really do it. You know what I mean? So
absolutely.
I think they're gonna be great. They made it to the championship last year. They lost. Yeah. Can I see them making it back again this year and letting the city have another champion here in Kansas City? Kansas City is turning into a small championship city. You know what I mean? We got the Warriors winning one. We got the Sporting KC winning one. We got Kansas City winning one. And all we need is them to win one. You know what I mean? Then are we a dynasty city? Is we?
Well, dynasty thrown around too loosely now. We're not gonna say dynasty. Dynasty is a three-peat now, sir. But go ahead.
We're a dynasty city. I think so. I think these ladies here is gonna prove it. They're gonna be great this year. They got a great team. I watched their draft, and they picked up some good players. One girl from Iowa, I think is gonna be a beast this year. If she get a chance to start, to get a chance to get in there. I think she's gonna be real great. I think it's gonna be a great team here for Kansas City to hold on to. If you got little girls or guys that's into soccer and girls is gonna let them take them out to these games. You know what I mean? Take them out to these games, let them see them play it up close and let them watch it up close. And like I was telling my wife earlier, I was like, if we can support our girls for letting buy LeBron James shoes, what's wrong with the guys supporting the girls getting Candace Owens shoes or buying some of these women's shoes, supporting them? You know what I mean?
You know what?
They are athletes too. You know what I mean? Why y'all can't support them?
That's a good point.
Give them some love, man. Go ahead.
That's a good point, real quick, because if girls can wear LeBron James shoes and all those other, why can't we wear female shoes? Like if they come out with a shoe, I'm going to wear it.
Right.
If they come out with a Nike shoe, I'm going to.
If you're a big fan of Candace Owens, you're a big fan of all
she
these
teams. She has a shoe? I didn't know that.
Yeah. I mean, not Candace Owens, Candace Parker.
Okay. I was like, what Candace Owens?
He said Candace Owens. I'm like, what shoe you wearing, bro?
You know what I mean? I was
play the music.
Play it in.
Yeah, he deserved it, guys. He deserved it.
was it like
Candace
Candace always got a
Owens.
shoe?
But I'm just saying, like, if these girls got shoes and stuff, support them, man. You know what I mean? They got neutral color shoes out there that you can go buy. You don't got to always buy your daughter Jordans and the LeBrons. They got, you know, Candace Parker. They got some more girls' shoes is out there that's deep. And I seen a guy, a little kid that was getting a high school kid that was getting roasted by his school for wearing Candace Parker shoes. What's the difference? You know what I mean? If y'all got on Jordans and he went to go buy her tennis shoes because that's his favorite basketball player, what's wrong with that? I don't see nothing wrong with that, man. They neat looking tennis shoes.
I want to say that, and this is not just about the diversity between men and women. I think and I'm going to go ahead and say it, in the Black community, we tend to shun other sports outside of football and basketball. And I'm gonna just a brief on my backstory with that. My oldest son, around the time he was 6 or 7, I had him playing soccer, and I told people, come check out his games. And in our community, particularly, I got laughed at and cracked on, and in a way shunned, I felt like, because I had him playing something other than football and basketball.
The norm.
Yeah. So
you got to get your kids into everything. Cause like my son, he about to start playing golf, because we didn't have all that stuff like this. Where we out here, where we at, my kids got golf opportunities.
Yeah,
baseball, soccer. I told him, I said, get into it, try everything. Try everything. Soccer, cross country. We didn't have that in the inner city schools. Now you got all this out here, and again, not to get off topic, the Kansas City Current, man, is showing that these little girls can go out here and do it too, and it ain't always Patrick Mahomes, LeBron James, Michael Jordan. It's female athletes that you can look up to. You know what I mean? That they got stuff that you can purchase, their shoes, and you want to say they underpaid? Yes. If y'all gonna buy LeBrons and go pay big money, go to their games, why you can't buy Kenneth Perkins shoes and go to pay money to go to their games? Or
I'm gonna piggyback what you just said, Hanson. D. I'm gonna say no. Let's go support the soccer teams in the city. Let's go support the current KC Current, man. Let's support. Let's pour our attention on, because we know Kansas City Royals. They all did it. The Sporting KC did it. You know what I'm saying? They're established. You know what I'm saying? We already know what they can do. Let's put more emphasis on the KC Current. Let's really understand who these women are and understand them and go support them. You know what I'm saying? Let's start supporting them. Let's supporting the city. You know what I'm saying? That's part of the city. So let's put more support and more love to them. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, the city's coming up.
Okay. So what else you got for us today, D7?
All right, let's go ahead and get into Bro You Wildin'. I got Brett Favre. Again.
Did I
do that? Did I do that? Did I do that? Did I do that? Did I do that? Did I do that?
Excuse me. Hey, look, man, you don't have to do this. Look, this ain't exactly the Mississippi. I'm on one side. I'm on the other side. I'm on the East Bank. I'm on the West Bank. It is not that critical.
Not the point. The principle of the thing.
Because this. All right, guys. So reading from foxnews.com, the Mississippi Department of Human Services argued last week that NFL Hall of Famer Brett Favre should remain a target in a lawsuit attempting to recover millions in misspent welfare money. Favre's lawyers filed a second motion in February to dismiss a complaint by the Mississippi Department of Human Services against the former NFL quarterback. Favre's submission is not a motion to dismiss. It is a long press release. State court's documents filed March 13th say, quote, the court should disregard Favre's diatribe and inadmissible exhibits, and based on the well-pleaded allegations of the first amended complaint, deny the motion to dismiss. The state of Mississippi is suing 38 people or companies in an attempt to reclaim 24 million of 77 million in federal welfare money, according to the report. Favre, who helped raise money for a University of Southern Mississippi volleyball center, has denied knowing a $5 million grant for the volleyball facility came from a temporary assistance for needy families. Welfare fund through the Mississippi Community Education Center, a nonprofit operated by Nancy New.
That's crazy.
So, quote, it is apparent that MDHS has sued Favre, a Mississippi and national celebrity, to try to deflect responsibility for its own egregious wrongdoing and allowing tens of millions of dollars of its public funds to be misspent. Funds for which MDHS itself admits it was exclusively responsible. The February filing by Favre's lawyers, including Eric D. Hirschman, said, according to the Associated Press. At the center of Favre's involvement was 1.1 million he received for fundraising that Favre reportedly gave to the university to assist in building the volleyball center. Favre said he returned the 1.1 million after he discovered the money came from federal welfare funds. And I because the text message in those there were text messages that were revealed that Favre asked New if the public would be able to find out where the money came from. Quote, if you were to pay me, is there any way for the media to find out where it came from and how much? Favre asked New in a text message. Guys.
There's so much to do with this guy, man. Just take care of your business. Like, it's not fair because for him to go through it. Like, I'm talking about fair as in you gotta treat people accordingly, you know. And I feel like you can't, based on popularity, make this man like to me. I feel like what's going on with him right now is not fair to somebody else in their shoes. That makes sense.
Yeah,
because they kind of shunned away from him. It's kind of like, that's Brett Favre. He make mistakes. Let's go ahead and throw some out there real quick. Let's forgive Brett Favre. But then somebody else be different. Let somebody else be different. It's like
the fact that he's trying to get dismissed from this. He's trying to get away from this situation scot-free, and I don't think he should.
Right.
But it looks like that is a possibility that he will walk away from this. So
that's crazy.
What to say about Brett on this topic, because we already know what he's famous. He's a Hall of Famer. That's why he's been given so much grace in this situation. But the fact that the text message right there says that, and he's trying to play dumb, like, oh, I didn't know where that money came from. I didn't know it was supposed to be for the Mississippi welfare department. This text message right here shows that he knew exactly where that was coming from and that it was being misused and wanted to cover his tracks. That's what he wanted to do. The text message says everything. So that's why Brett he's wilding. He's wilding. This is one of those stories that I don't want to say what I want to say, but we know why he's getting away with this. What do you guys think?
Right. Absolutely.
So what I have to say is this. Is it proven? I don't know. They gotta prove that's what they saying to him or what he did and put it out there. But they said they got text messages. And I just want to just get to the bottom of it, get the case over with, get it out there, get it over with. You know what I mean, for our sakes. But for stealing from the poor people is not cool. Or stealing from anybody is not cool. With me. But if we're gonna be out there, we're gonna be doing this type of stuff, and you got money. I think he's just the first one that got caught.
Right.
Out of everybody that is if he's doing it, it's more people that's doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? If he's doing it, it's more people that's out there doing it also. What you guys say about that, Dre?
I'm gonna say this, man. You did the crime, take it. You got to treat everybody fairly, bro. I feel like you can't just be because you this person. You can't get in certain punishments, bro. You take it. You got caught. You take the result from it, and you move forward. We can't have you can't. I feel like this. If he gets away with this, it's gonna be crazy because it'll stir a lot of controversy for real. If he gets away with this, because you gotta be an example. He has to be an example, and if he's not an example, it's not gonna go over everybody's head. And that's gonna be a big problem. So let the man. Hey, he did it. Hey, take what's coming to you, and let's move forward.
Yeah. Right. Later on in that article, because just reading the rest of it is a bunch of hoopla, in my opinion, and there's more text messages that have come out. Again, that article is from FoxNews.com. You can Google it. It's right there if you want to read it all. But at the end, his lawyers or his team said, quote, Brett Favre has spent his life helping the citizens of Mississippi. A spokesman for Favre told Fox News Digital, Shad White should learn from Brett. Shad needs to stop attacking Brett to try to further his political career and instead focus on doing his job. We look forward to winning this defamation lawsuit. So they're trying to claim, or Brett Favre trying to say this is defamation and that they're lying, even though there's plenty of text messages revealing that Brett was trying to get these funds, knowing what they were supposed to be spent for. But I don't understand how they could win this case when there's hard evidence like text messages from Brett asking about this money and asking it to be hidden where he got it from. It's ludicrous, guys.
And there's evidence to prove the fact that he did do it. So come on.
That's what I want to know.
Stop playing, man.
Yeah, is it, I mean, hey, if it's evidence out there, hey, own up to your guilt and go on about your life. Don't just sit there and just say, I didn't do it, I didn't do it, I didn't do it, I didn't do it. And then, because you got caught, bro. Just own up to it. And it is what it is. If you didn't do it, then you go fight your case. You know what I mean? And to prove yourself innocent, because this is America. You know what I mean? You got the right to prove yourself innocent. You know what I mean? But you don't always want to be looked at as the welfare king out there stealing from everybody. But I don't think that's the case. I don't know. You know what I mean? It's, until it's in the court until the judge stamp it and said this happened, then that's what it is. So what you say? What you guys say to that, Jay?
Man, like what Hen said and D said. I get it. If Michael Vick can sit here, bro, and get time for a dog fight, then Brett Favre should have the same consequences dealing with this mess.
Right. So,
because to me, it's a dog fight, bro. Like, let's keep it real. It's a dog fight. Right? It's a dog fight, right?
So with
Brett Favre should get the same situation.
So with this said, we're going to go ahead and close out the show. We want to thank everybody for watching. Thank everybody for tuning in. Thank Jesse for coming on, and he will be back throughout the season.
Hey, sir, show D some love, man. Play that tune. Play that favorite tune. Show D some love, man.
Where did she go?
Where did he go?
She went into the
the nether realm.
Went into underground. So with that said, we want to thank everybody for watching. We want to thank everybody for tuning in. You guys have been amazing, and thank you guys for always sharing. Again, we want to thank everybody for watching.
Thank our guests for coming on.
Thank our guests for coming on.
Absolutely.
We are BowTie Sports. We'll see you guys in next Saturday around 1. All right.
We out.